I don't know why I keep clicking on his videos, but every once in a while I decide to go check out Rich of ReviewTechUSA. He keeps saying something that drives me crazy, so I thought I'd make a video. Maybe he'll watch it. Rich of ReviewTechUSA is under the impression that we're slowly but steadily heading towards an all-digital future. And I'm here to tell you that that's complete bullshit. Before I get into this video, let me just say, if they were to do an all-digital future where you couldn't get any games on disc anymore, the industry would tank. At least the console games would, because what's the point of even having a console if it's just going to be digital? There's plenty of other devices that you can stream. There's plenty of other devices you can download to. Fuck, you can do PC games. PC gaming will be just fine. PC gaming's never had a problem. But the consoles would tank, for sure. Because there's plenty of people like me, and like other gamers, that prefer a physical copy. And that's just the way it's going to be. So let's look into this. He keeps saying about how we're slowly heading towards that all-digital future. And I'm here to tell you, no, we're not. We're not heading towards an all-digital future because there's always going to be people that don't like digital copies. There's always going to be individuals that would rather have a physical copy of a game. I'm one of them. When it comes down to digital, it's an option. It's an optional little thing on the side. There's a lot of people that get digital games because they're either too lazy or they just don't want the clutter. I like the clutter. I collect games. I got a big shelf of games right over there. It's something I enjoy doing. I don't like to, bring people to the house and open my hard drive and be like, oh, look at all these games I've downloaded. Hell, right now I'm downloading Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon and Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Thanks to my cousin. I love you, Crystal. If I could get these games on a disc, I would have already had them. But I had to download them. And I had to go and get some money and put it on the account and do all this stuff. It was a big, tedious process. When I could just go to a store and buy the fucking thing. Digital is an option. And some people do it because it's more convenient for them. Some people do it because they prefer it. But at the end of the day, it's an option. Just like people have had the options to download books, just like people have had the options to get MP3s for a number of years now. And yet you still see big stores with a big fucking aisle of CDs. You still see books being sold all over the place, hardback books, those things with pages and words. People still prefer to buy them. Why? Because they like them. Not everyone wants to have some little digital device with all their stuff on it. And when it comes down to digital, there's a lot of issues that can go into that as well. I personally am against digital distribution. The only reason I'm downloading these two games right now is because it's the only way I can get them and I'd like to play them. And, for other things, some things I just avoid entirely. Like, I can't play Amnesia on a console. It's digital only, I think. I don't know, does it have a physical copy? I think it has a physical copy. Anywho, it's only on PC, so I have to avoid it. I have to not get it because I don't PC game. I just can't get it. There's no other option for me. But when it comes to digital or not digital, physical copies are an option. And a lot of people prefer a physical copy. I prefer a physical copy, and there's reasons for that. In the all-digital future, you're going to run into a number of issues. Right now, we have all these issues with licensing, DRM. We have all these issues with some companies going under and servers being shut down. Let me tell you guys right now, I prefer a physical copy of a game because I can play that game anytime I want. No one's going to tell me I can't. Imagine a service where a game is only available through the internet. Let's say they shut down Xbox Live tonight. They're shutting down the Xbox Live service for the 360, and I'm in the process of downloading Blood Dragon. It's got 17%. It's going to be all-night download. I couldn't get the game. I'd be fucked. I wouldn't be able to get it unless I went on the PS3 to buy it. And I didn't want to move because the fucking camera would do that. Camera's moved. You're going to have to deal with that for the rest of the video. I'm trying to sit still now so it won't glitch out. I'm sorry. I can't get a hold of Far Cry 3 if they shut down the service, if they shut down the internet service. And you'll run into those issues. How many of you guys, by a show of hands, miss Halo 2 multiplayer? Can't do it anymore, can you? You know why? Because they shut it down. But you know what you can do? You can play Halo 2 campaign. You can still split screen that with your buddies. You can still system link that on older consoles. You know why? because you got a physical copy of it. What would have happened if you just downloaded that game off the internet? It'd be fucking gone. You couldn't get it anymore. And with an all-digital future, you're going to run into more of these issues with DRM. You're going to run into more of these issues with licensing. I have a problem right now. I had to transfer my licenses on my 360. What happened was, when the junk box died, that's my old Xbox. You guys that know me know what the junk box is. When my junk box died, one of my friends let me borrow her 360 for a very long time. And while I had that 360, my buddy Taylor bought me Minecraft for the 360. So I put the code in and I downloaded it onto my hard drive, but it was her console. So when I put that game onto my new hard drive in my new console, I had ran into the issue where if I was offline, I couldn't play Minecraft. It would just put me in the trial. I couldn't go build my castle some more. I couldn't go and kill creepers. I couldn't do shit. So I had to transfer the licenses. Running into this issue on the internet is going to be even worse when you have all this digital crap. What are you going to do if it's something that needs to be connected to the internet and you don't have any internet, a la the Xbox One bullshit that they were trying to do? That's going to be an issue. Also, DRM. DRM is the worst fucking thing that anybody ever thought of. It's an absolutely terrible idea. DRM is some bullshit that they thought up to try and get back at people that hack and steal games, when we all know that people that hack and steal games never have trouble hacking and stealing games. DRM, licensing issues, all this stuff, that affects those of us that pay for the fucking games and are honest with it. By the way, if you hack and steal games, I fucking hate you, okay? Even if you're one of my friends, that's wrong and you know it, okay? But imagine this also with an all-digital future. Imagine DLC, microtransactions. All these little things right now that really don't affect you when you just buy a copy of a game and just play it normally. But what happens when you have your credit card information attached to an account and you're playing a game that's being streamed through a service or it's being downloaded and played on a console? Who knows what kind of background charges could occur? Who knows what they could do? And I know some of these evil fucking corporations. I know Capcom, I know EA, I know these evil bastards. Oh, it seems you've run out of ammo. Pay us $1 and we'll reload your ammo for you. Oh, it looks like you were killed by that enemy. Would you like to restart the checkpoint? Give us $1, please. These things are going to happen. And what's going to happen is, in an all-digital future, they're going to be able to chop the game up into any number of little bite-sized pieces and sell it to you for an exorbitant amount of money. I've seen it done before. You all have seen it done before. That's why I typically usually wait for Ultimate Editions or Game of the Year Editions. I have Fallout New Vegas, the Ultimate Edition. I have Fallout 3, the Game of the Year Edition. I've got Dragon Age Origins, the Ultimate Edition. And why did I buy these? Why did I wait to buy these? So I can have the entire fucking game. There's a difference between DLC as it used to be concepted as and what it is now. DLC used to be an addition. It used to be something that was put in afterwards for our enjoyment. But now it's little snippets removed from the game to bleed a few more dollars out of you. I don't know how glitchy the camera is. I'll apologize for that once again. I don't trust an all-digital future, and I never will. And if you trust an all-digital future, you have issues. Because I am of the impression that a physical copy, something that I can hold with my hands, will always be better than some kind of downloaded thing. Because it's not just the issues what with the companies, their practices, it's also issues with the hardware. Alright? We all know that a disk will scratch. Guess what else fucking happens? Data corrupts. It happens all the time. Well, you can just re-download it. Have you ever seen what happens to corrupted data on a hard drive if you don't get to it in time? I had a friend one time who had a PS2 memory card. I know, really simple analogy, but stick with me. He had a PS2 memory card. There was corrupted data on it. He couldn't delete it. He couldn't do anything about it. And in time, that data corrupted the entire memory card till it was nothing but a piece of plastic. That has happened to all kinds of things. That still happens to consoles. Stuff gets messed up. Hardware malfunctions. Software malfunctions. We've all seen it with the yellow light of death and the red ring of the yellow light of death and the red ring of death. I almost said the red ring of light. That would have been weird. Anywho, we've all seen it. And what happens when you've got this thing that you've downloaded a bunch of games to, and then all of a sudden it dies? Well, now you've got to buy a new one, Now you've got to put your profile on it, which you got to download that. You got to put a bunch of information in. Then you got to start the process all over again of downloading everything you fucking bought. And what about data storage capacity? 500 gigabytes used to be a lot, but not these days, especially when you're downloading games. Especially when these games can be 6, 10, 15 gigs. I've seen some of them that were that big. It's ridiculous. Some of these games can get really big. I remember them announcing that the PS4 for Killzone Shadowfall, it could have possibly been a 50 gigabyte download. I don't know why on God's green earth it would be that large, but that's a possibility. Games in the future could be big. Who knows? They'll have you download this big, huge game, and then all of a sudden, your hard drive's full. What are you going to do? Pay for a tetrabyte hard drive? I don't know how much those are. They sound fucking expensive. But this is just going to skyrocket the costs. It's not a cheaper future. It's a future with more restrictions and more control over the consumer. It's a future where you have less rights to your own quality and your own content. That's what it is. Because when you are in an all-digital future, you're not buying a game, you're not buying a disc, you're buying permission to fucking play this until they deem you can't. Until they shut down the servers, until they stop offering the game, and then it's just fucking gone, lost into the ether of history. I don't trust an all-digital future, and you shouldn't either. And listening to ReviewTechUSA talk about how it's the future makes me fucking sick to my stomach because he's a fucking moron when it comes to this. He may know a lot about his little computers, and he may talk about all this great tech when he's not whoring for views and jumping on the latest bandwagon and fake stories. But when it comes down to him being a fucking predictor of the future, he's a fucking idiot. I can predict the future right now. One day, all of this is not going to exist. One day, all of its production is going to stop. One day, something is going to happen, some new thing is going to come up, and some of these companies, if not all of them, are going to go away. And when that happens, I'm going to be sitting here with my shelf full of plastic and discs that I can play until I fucking die. And some of you are going to be hoping Steam doesn't go away. I'll tell you right now, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. What would happen if... Here's just an analogy. What would happen if all of a sudden Bill Gates got a bug up his ass and decided he just didn't like Steam? So he decided to buy out Valve and destroy it. That's a very, very vicious and very farcical analogy. But what if that happened? Steam would be gone, and you fuckers would be out. I don't trust Steam. People say all these things about Steam. Well, you can write it to a disk, you can do this, you can do that. I'd rather just buy a copy of the game. I've heard people say that if they can get a copy on PC or if they can get a copy digital, they'll always go that route. I'm exactly the opposite. If I can get a game on a disc that I can possess, that I can hold on to, I'll do that. Because it makes me feel more comfortable. And when I have a disc and I have a console, no one can tell me what I have to do with that disc. Now my console will pop up and say, would you like to update this game? We have an update for it. And typically I download updates because usually it's patches that the fucking game needs because these idiots don't release a game finished anymore. But you know what? If I didn't want that update, I can just disconnect my console from the internet and I can play the game just fine. I don't have anything popping up saying, oh, well, you don't have the permission to play this game. Oh, we're sorry, we don't have the license for this game on this console, you can't play this game. I never have any of those issues. I never have my PS2 suddenly tell me, oh, wait, you want to play Xenosaga? Sorry, you can't play Xenosaga. Why? I bought the game. Well, you didn't do this, this, and this, so we're not going to let you play the game now. No. I can do whatever I want with my games because I buy them on disc and nobody dictates how I use them. When you go to your all-digital future, there's going to be people dictating how you use them. You're going to be checking in 24/7 with the Xbox One. I'm telling you right now, they're going to reinstate that. Something's going to happen. You'll see. You're going to be checking in. You're going to be downloading stuff. They're going to be keeping an eye on you, making sure you're not doing anything they don't want you to. And for what? To play a motherfucking video game? I'm sorry, but if it goes to the all-digital future, I'll have my backlog and then I'll find a new fucking hobby. Maybe I'll take up knitting. I don't know. Anywho, what are your opinions on the future of gaming? Do you think everything's going to be digital? Do you think it's going to be half and half like I think it is because it's a fucking option? Do you think that video gaming is going to crash real hard and burn soon? Do you think that you think Gabe Newell will get off his fucking ass and make Half-Life 3 already? Seriously, Gabe Newell, what the fuck is Half-Life 3? I really hate when the camera glitches out because y'all really can't see what I'm doing. It bothers me. Anywho. Camera's so fucking glitchy. Let me know what you think. I apologize for the shitty camera. And, Gabe Newell, make Half-Life 3 already, you fucking faggot.